Everything in life could be going tip-top shape, but your car will forever embarrass you. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. We're here for another video, and these are like my favorite type of videos where like I'm doing my makeup and we're also chatting. So before we get started, make sure you go grab your makeup, your hair, whatever you want to do, grab something, and then let's have a chat. I'm gonna put my hair up so it's a lot easier when I'm doing my makeup, but I just wanted to talk all about like navigating your 20s and whatnot. Like I'm 23, which still makes me want to throw up. The concept of me being old. Like I turned 24 this year, and next year I turned 25. I can't even say breathe. Next year I turn 20. 25. 25. I'm gonna be a grown woman. It's just such like a weird time. Like you can't tell me I was not 16 like 2 weeks ago. Like there's no way I'm 20. There's no way I'm this grown. There's no way I have to pay bills, guys. Bills. What is your 20s? I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it. So we're gonna talk about it today. There's like so much to discuss like about your 20s that I don't even know where to start. I don't even know where to start this video, but honestly, I think I'm just gonna talk about bills first, because I just feel like a lot of people when we grew up, they were like, yeah, enjoy your childhood, but nobody really said that, like, why you should enjoy your childhood. Like, you guys just said, like, the adults just told us, oh, enjoy it, but like, you didn't tell us why. If you told me about a rent, if you told me about insurance, you think I wouldn't enjoy being 16? Like, why is it that life can't always be going well, but your car would disappoint you? Everything in life could be going tip-top shape, but your car will forever embarrass you. It will always, always, always embarrass you. That was just one of the things that I wasn't aware of, like constantly having to think about, like, at any moment in time, your car might just be like, we don't want to work anymore, and you have to pay up money. I don't think there's ever been a time I went to the dealership and I went in for one thing and I always walked out spending like much more. Like it's not possible. Like every single time, this foundation is so light. Yeah, the car will always embarrass you, and I'm just like, I just don't know what that's all about. I just don't know and I feel like one of the biggest things that I'm like struggling with in my 20s, honestly, is that like I want to live life, I want to travel, but like bills are there. And not only are bills there, like I also want to build my brand. So it's like, and building yourself up, your brand, your career and whatnot, that takes like time and dedication. So it's like, do I build up my brand or do I travel and live my life? I find it so hard sometimes to balance those things, because like I want to do both, but I also know that sometimes in a certain season you might have to like sacrifice one or the other. I feel like especially with me, because I have like a business, I feel like maybe if I had a corporate job it might be a little bit different. Not that much different, but maybe a little bit. But like with the business, you work more than 40 hours. You're constantly on. And I just feel like trying to find that balance is just like, yeah, I want to be an entrepreneur, but I also want to be like, I also want to have fun. So it's just like, what do I do? For the month of August, I'm going to Nigeria, so I have to like take 2 weeks off of work. That's not like work. That's a lot of time that I'm missing away from work as like somebody that owns her own business. Like that's a lot of time. So honestly, trying to find that balance of like travel, have fun, but also like this is also a good time to like build up your career and stuff. I want to travel, I want to turn up, but it's also like, girl, you gotta go to like, it's just such a hard balance for me, honestly. And I just don't know what to do. And the funny thing is, I know I'm gonna enjoy my life more when I go out and stuff, because most of my clients, one common advice they tell me all the time is like, go out, travel, have fun. Like, I don't understand how much I want to be on like my rich auntie lifestyle, like catching trips and stuff, but I just know that like these goals aren't gonna do them, they're not gonna accomplish themselves. So it's just, life is hard. And along with that comes like another struggle, because like I'm Christian, so like me and God, we're close, we're good type of thing. So it's like trying to find ways to have fun that are not in like the traditional sense is also like a big thing, because like the clubs, strip clubs, all that, like party every weekend, like it's not advised for us. Plus it's also just not me. So that's also another thing of that I've been struggling with my 20s, like trying to find ways to have fun that are not like, you know, gonna make you feel guilty and like what's it called? I'm gonna get like, what is the word that Christians say all the time? Oh my God, conviction. There we go. Conviction, that I'm gonna get convicted about, because it's just like, I can't be out in the club, I can't be out there. You know what I'm about to say? That's just not also an easy part about being in your 20s, which then leads into my conversation about dating. So one of the biggest things that comes with being in your 20s is, everybody wants to ask you who you're dating, are you going on dates, do you have a boyfriend, and stuff like that. And it's just like, can y'all let me breathe? Hi, how are you? How's your day going? Nothing. Everybody just wants to know, are you dating? Are you out there? And especially for me, because like my brother and sister, they both like did not help me out, which happy for them, cool, whatever. But like my sister got married this year, my brother just got engaged. So everybody's looking at me like, hi Kemi, and I'm just like, hi, like what do you want from me? And it's just so much pressure because like I don't know, dating for me hasn't just like, I feel like I'll call myself like a late bloomer. Dating for me has just not come. It's like I've tried the dating apps, I'm on it for like a day and I get the ick because I just can't do it. And even like when conversations start, I just feel like, I don't know how to explain it, but I just have a feeling that like I'm not gonna meet my person on the dating app. So every time I go on there, I just don't even like put my energy into the conversations. But like that's all everybody wants to know about you. I can't just go out to like the clubs or like where else do people meet? I don't know. I can't just go out to like the clubs and stuff to meet people because like if I'm being realistic, the type of man that I want, I don't think I would hope I wouldn't meet him at the club. So like it's just like, what do I do? What do I do? Where do I go to meet people? And I'm not on the whole like, all men are trash type of way, but I also just see what people go through sometimes, and I'm just like, y'all don't even make it seem appealing sometimes too. Like me and my sister talk about this all the time. I feel like as soon as you hear wedding bells, like shortly after you're hearing divorce bells, and I'm just like, are y'all good? Like what is happening? Like I'm excited for the whole day and stuff, but it's also like you just see what people are going through and you're like, yeah, I'm good with myself, but it's also like you want it, but you also don't want it. I don't know how to explain it. And honestly, it wasn't until recently that like I'm personally chilling. Like don't get me wrong, I want to be in a relationship and whatnot, but like I'm not like desperate as I once was. And I realized recently that my pressure to be in a relationship, it's not me, it's other people. Because like you're chilling, and me and my sister talked a lot about this stuff. And she was like, we were even just reflecting on like relationships that she's been in, just dating and all that. And she goes, there were some times where like she had no business being with somebody, but like the pressure that people put on you when you're in your 20s to like be in a relationship. And I'm Nigerian. One thing about Nigerians, I don't care how much school you went to, I don't care how accomplished you are. Like it's so sad, but like unless you have a man, you ain't doing nothing. Like it just is like so much pressure being in your 20s and everybody's just expecting like an update on your love life. I feel like when people ask you how are you, it's not just, oh, I'm at peace, my mental health is good. It's like, nah, who's in your life? Like who are you talking to? And I'm not saying I don't want to be in a relationship either. Trust me, I want as much as you. But at the same time, I'm not going to pressure myself, and I'm not going to put myself in a situation where like I have no business being in just for the sake of being in a relationship. Like no. But like when people ask you the same question about 10 times over, you begin to put that. I've been applying the same blush over and over. I'm done applying blush. But like when people ask you the same question over and over, it just gets so frustrating. And I'm just like, I don't know what answer you guys want from me, but like I'm chilling. And please stop putting pressure on people. Please stop putting pressure on you 20-year-olds. Like when are you getting married? When is this? They will get married when they get married. Like okay, I'm done talking about dating now. I feel like the next thing that has kind of been hard for me to navigate in my 20s is friendship. In your 20s, making friends are not easy. I've even gone as far as to trying out Bumble BFF because I'm like, I want to make friends in my 20s. Because when you're younger, it's a lot easier to make friends. You make friends by going either to the same church or you make friends by going to the same school. You make a lot of friends by proximity, but as you get older, some of those proximity friends, they kind of fall off because y'all are friends realistically because maybe you're in the same circle and stuff. And even if that's not the case, I just want to make new friends in my 20s. So like I just feel like it's so different. They're like individual friends. I don't know how to explain this properly, but like when you're younger, you make a lot of friends in like groups. I don't know if it was me, but usually my friends always comes in groups. Like even in like high school and church and all that, like all my friends are in group. But like making like the individual friend, I don't know, it puts so much pressure on me. And like even when sometimes people are like asking me to hang out, I'm like, ugh. But I'm also like, go out and make friends. But it's just like, it's not easy. I don't know, it's different. Yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just really different making friends in your 20s. I also feel like there's this sense of like innocence, so where like you almost have to like start questioning people's like motives when they're being friends with you. Like because when you're young, you just like, it's like when you're in kindergarten, you just see the kid on the playground, you're like, you look cool, I want to be your friend. Like, but when you become an adult, it becomes so much more than that. It's like, oh, are we compatible? Or like, do we get along? Do we live the same lifestyle? There's so many, like, what are your motives? There's so much thought process behind like making friends that it's just like, why can't it be easy? And it's just, it's not fun. Like I want adult friends, but it's just, it's different. It's very, very different. And then one thing I've also had to find out with like friends is like the older you get, the truly like more busy everybody gets. Like I feel like in high school you could be like, hi guys, you guys wanna go to you guys wanna go out tomorrow on like Friday night? And it's just like, yeah, sure, everybody goes. And it's like now when you're in your 20s, the next person's not free for another month. This person's free in like 3 months. You're just like hanging out becomes so much more difficult with friends because trying to get, especially if you're in like a group and stuff, trying to get everybody on one schedule is so tasking. And I'm just like, what happened to the times where we could make plans the same day and go? Now it's not like that anymore. Which then has made me realize like I might have to start doing a lot of things on myself because like one thing somebody told me a long time ago is if you keep waiting for people to get things done, like you just won't get them done. And like trying to go out by yourself, enjoy time by yourself. Like I like being alone, but I like being alone in the comfort of my own home. I don't like being alone with like groups of other people by me. Like once you're restaurant by yourself, no matter which way you slice it, that's not something that I'll pick on the regular day. It's just not my speed, but I know that like trying to get everybody on one schedule is not gonna work. One, and then just trying to find, I don't know, find quality time for yourself outside of your house is also important. Another thing I had to realize with the friendship thing is like your friends are also not gonna be the same people that they are when you met them at like, I don't know, 6, 7. So like you also have to give themselves room to grow and realize that like you might no longer fulfill every aspect of your life anymore. That's the best way I can explain it. I remember I was talking to somebody, which I was arguing with a friend at this time, and she was like, I was like, yeah, I just feel like I'm changing and they're not changing. She goes, well, they've known a certain version of you for a certain period of time. Like you got to give them all, you also have to give them room to get used to this new version of you. And I was like, I never even thought about that because I'm just like, they're not changing, yada, yada, yada. And like, she was like, nah, you've been the same person for a while. Like, now you're changing. They have to now get used to this version of you. Of course, it ended up working out, but it was still like yeah, they have to get used to this new version of you. And the same thing, like, there might be certain things that your friends do now that you're just like, I'm not really cool with, but that was like, this is like a new version of themselves. And you also have to give them like room to grow. Friendship is hard. That's all I can say. And then I keep talking to people and they're like, yeah, you're still gonna lose right now. I'm like, I like the people in my life right now. What do you mean? To wrap up that whole point, it's just that navigating friends in your 20s, it's not hard. It's just definitely not as easy as it once was when you're like 16, 17 and you don't have responsibilities. You can just up and go. Like there's a lot more effort that goes into it now, which makes it worth it, but it's just like, it's different. Another thing that has been like weird for me to navigate in my 20s is like finding like hobbies, because like I love hair, I love makeup. That's also like kind of sort of like part of my job. And like there's very little hobbies I feel like I can do now without breaking my back. Like I used to be obsessed with like cheerleading when I was younger. But I don't know, something about learning to tumble at like 23, I just feel like I'm gonna break my bones. I feel like my time has passed. And I see the TikTok girlies all the time, like they're trying out ballets, trying like their inner child and stuff. And like I wanna try stuff like that, but I just feel like my time has passed, and I know it hasn't to do all that stuff. But I don't know what hobbies to try that are just not. I started doing skateboarding recently for the simple fact that I just needed a new hobby, and I was like, skateboarding looks cool. And I'm trying it out and it is fun, but it just was like, I don't think I ever thought I'll pick up like skateboarding in my 20s. But I need fun stuff to do that is just not the norm, and skateboarding seems to be the only thing that works because I just want to have something fun that I can do that's outside of my work, that I don't have to think about twice. I don't necessarily have to be like, because I know if I get into like the tumbling thing, I feel like I'm going to get very, very competitive. And I'm like, nah, just have something fun that you do that's just aside from your regular day-to-day life. And I'll let you know when I find that hobby. I think this is the last one because if I don't stop now, I'm going to talk forever. But one of the last things that's been like a shocker for me in my 20s is like the fact that you never truly stop growing. And not just like literally, they talk about how you hit your woman body at like 25, which I don't know if I'm ready for that, but bring it on. But like literally, like mentally, you never stop growing. There are times where I'm like, okay, I'm all healed and happy and good in life, and then you find out something new about yourself. You're like, oh, I gotta tackle that too. Like there's so much like learning. They always say it's a marathon, not a sprint. And like I know that and stuff, but can it be a sprint? Like I know it's not, but like constantly learning about yourself is just like there's so much to learn, and you learn like little red flags about yourself that you're like, oh, I could grow in this area, or like one day your mental health is good, one day it's not, and it's just like there's always something that you're just constantly learning and constantly like, I don't like to use the word fixing, but evolving in areas of your life, and I'm just, can I be done evolving? Because like I thought I reached my peak of evolving, but it just seems like if I finish one area of evolving, there's like another area waiting for me where I'm like, oh, fun. Like even with the whole mental health thing, I don't think you ever reach a point of like I'm fully healed. It's like a constant journey. There might be setbacks and stuff like that. And I feel like sometimes in life I'm so like logical. Like if you go to therapy, you get healed, you're done, you're happy for the rest of your life. And it's like no, things might still come along the way that like sets you back, and it's just like, dang, like I gotta do this again. You're just never done healing basically, and you're gonna learn parts about yourself that you don't really want to learn about, and like areas of your childhood that you don't want to dive deep into, but like you have to for the sake of growth. Growth. Oh, whatever. This will be my last point, I promise. And I think one of the last things that I feel like is hard to navigate in my 20s is to feel like I'm not running out of time, because like everybody's timetable is definitely different, but sometimes it feels like I'm running out of time. Like I'm still 23 and I know I still have a lot of time, but it's just like tomorrow ain't promised. Like tomorrow is not promised, and you just see other people doing things, and it's just like there's some days where I'm like I'm going through my day and I'm doing something, I'm like dang, I'm running behind time because like I have like my to-do list for the day, and then I'm just like stopping, like according to whose timetable? Like you're not running out of time, but sometimes it really does feel like that, because I would never forget when I was probably like 13, 14. This is along with the whole dating thing. I was like, I'm gonna be married by 25, done having kids by 30. Now looking back on it, I'm like, oof, girl, you had no idea what you were talking about. Yeah, just trying to like take it easy on myself honestly has been like one of the biggest lessons in my 20s, and know that like I'm not running out of time. Like you still have time. That's not to say like get lazy and just like slack off, but like you have time to get things done. But sometimes it doesn't feel like that, because life, like today's July 24th. No joke, it feels like summer started like a week ago, and it's July 24th. Sometimes it genuinely just feels like you're running out of time. Like there's always something to do. But like I just have to keep telling myself, breathe. You're only 23, you got time. It's just this weird feeling of you're feeling out of time, and it's just not fun. It's just not fun. I'm finally done with my makeup, and I don't even know where to end off this video. It's always more of a rant, but being in your 20s is just different. Like the dating, friendship, lifestyle, trying to find a balance of go out, don't go out, build your career, have fun, travel, don't travel, like all that. Also money, finances, ghetto. I don't even want to talk about that in today's video. Taxes, ghetto. All these just ghetto things that nobody told us about, but we're all gonna figure it out, and our 20s are gonna be fun and exciting. But I just wish somebody gave us a heads up. A little heads up about what our 20s would have been like would have been nice. But hey, now the younger people can see us and they can learn from us. Generational curses, you're gonna be able to break those, all this stuff, which I could go on and on and on about your 20s, but I just wanted to do this video to do a little like rant. I hope you had fun. I hope you had a laugh. I hope you also have your stories. Comment down below how your 20s have been for you. I want to hear all the stories. Comment down below. Anyway, that's it for me. I'll see you guys in the next one, and bye.